Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to do something very different. I just wanted to open up a little bit about something that I've been struggling with over the past about 3 months. Basically, I have had a bout of what is called Telogen Effluvium, and it is a rapid onset of hair loss that is caused usually by some sort of trauma or stress to the body. Usually it's like after you're very sick or a stressful event happens in your life, a death in the family, or just anything that you may consider extremely traumatic and that causes an extreme amount of stress. The hair growing process, there's 3 different cycles that your hair is in. So there's like the telogen phase, the anagen phase, and then there's another phase, like the resting phase, which I can't remember the name. Oh no. Well, basically what happens is your hair gets pushed into the telogen phase, which is the shedding phase. And like a large percent of your hair gets pushed into that phase. So usually it's like 50 to 70% of your hair. And then it dies and it falls out. So basically you lose 50 to 70% of your hair. So this usually happens about 3 to 6 months after the initial event. When this started happening to me, what I actually didn't know is that about 20% or more of women, mostly women, there is some men affected by this telogen effluvium because of COVID. Sort of wanted to talk about my experience, and I don't know, I saw a video about telogen effluvium when I was like in the midst of it, and it really did help me to feel not so alone. Yeah, it kind of gave me some comfort to know that I'm not the only one experiencing this. And yeah, so let's just get into it. Last year was a very stressful year. While there was a lot of good things that happened, it was extremely stressful. So I got married in June, and if you have planned a wedding or know anything about that, you will know that it is a very stressful thing. While it's an extremely happy event, it's a lot of work and it's extremely stressful. For the first half of the year, it was stress organizing it. The wedding was a bit stressful. There was a lot of things that happened. I mean, in the end, it turned out beautiful and it was perfectly fine, but it was extremely stressful time. And then 3 weeks after we got married, we both got COVID. So that was a lot of fun. And then it took a while to recover from that. I didn't have like an extreme case, but I mean, any amount of COVID I think is not great. And I would say it took me about a month to feel normal again. Like I had some lingering symptoms, and yeah, it took me a little while to kind of feel normal. And then my sister also got married in September, and I was a maid of honor. Not that, I mean, this was like super stressful, but I was trying to do things to help her out. I was still kind of dealing with some of my own stuff. We had a few deaths in our family also the week leading up to her wedding, so there was just a lot going on. And her wedding was September 17th. So after that, things started to settle down a bit. I was trying to go back to like a bit of normalcy. Things started to slow down. So I would say about it was definitely mid-November when I started noticing that I had more hair fall. Like there was hair on everything, like all over everything. It was all over my sleeves, like everywhere I went there was just hair. Over the bathroom floor there was just hair. And initially I thought like, oh, no big deal, like it's been cold, I'm just shedding more. Didn't really think much of it. So that sort of continued. And then I was noticing when I was straightening my hair that my hair felt very thin. Like I had very thick hair. Like I had so much hair. Like I know it doesn't look like, from this angle it looks like nothing, but I'm gonna insert some stuff, some pictures and some videos, and just show you later what it actually looks like. But like this, like I have like nothing. Like I have like nothing left. So anyways, I was noticing when I was straightening my hair that it just felt thinner. Like when I was touching it, I'm like, oh, like where's my hair? But again, I didn't really think much of it. Oh, another thing is it didn't feel like my hair. Like it felt like straw. Like it wasn't soft. It had no like bounce to it. It just felt dry and brittle. And my scalp hurt so badly. Like, well, I know now it's because of inflammation when your hair falls out. My scalp just hurt. Like it's like, so the girl in the video I watched, I'll link hers also. She's saying it feels like your hair is in a ponytail all day, and that's exactly what it felt like. Like it was so painful. And then I started getting some itchiness also because of the inflammation. So yeah, I started noticing that mid-November, and then come about Christmas time, my husband was looking at my head and he's kind of looking at me like, you have some, like, it was very thin and like kind of getting patchy, like you could see my scalp. And I've always had this kind of tendency to run my fingers through my hair, and I have in the past had small spots where hair has went missing, but that is like an OCD, like actually an OCD thing where I don't even realize that I'm doing it. This was completely different. And I think I was doing that because my scalp was so uncomfortable. So I was just subconsciously doing this stuff, which obviously made it worse. So at first I thought, okay, it's just that, I'm just stressed out, like I gotta stop touching it. But then more and more and more and more hair started coming out. My mom noticed that I was missing hair, like it was getting quite noticeable. And that's when I started to worry a little bit. I was like, okay, I'm losing my hair at like a rapid rate. That's when I figured out, okay, something else is wrong. Started doing some research. I thought maybe I had a nutritional deficiency. I completely changed my diet. I've been a vegetarian for 7 years, and I recently decided to start incorporating some more meat into my diet. I also started drinking AG1 every day, which I think honestly has really benefited me because I feel like it started the new hair growth faster than it would have if I wasn't taking anything. I also started taking a multivitamin, and I'll show you everything at the end that I'm taking to help with the growth. But yeah, it got very dark, very dark. I'm only now starting to come out of it. Like I used to be able to just like go like this, like, okay, now there's nothing because I'm on the tail end of it. Like there will be occasionally like a couple hairs, but I was literally doing this, and every time I do it, like 20 to 30 hairs would just come out. Like I wasn't even touching it. Like I was barely touching it. And that's what I mean. Like there's hair everywhere, and it starts to drive you insane because you're literally watching your hair fall out. Obviously, this is a very emotional thing to go through. I felt so isolated, very alone. It was terrifying and devastating. Sorry. This is still fresh with me, so I'm trying to keep it together. It's terrifying and it's devastating to watch your hair come out in clumps. Like showering or even brushing my hair was the worst thing. Like washing my hair, I dread washing my hair. Still now, I mean, it's getting better, but you dread washing it, and I will show you why. Okay, so this is actually, this was last Monday that I washed my hair. You can probably see when I turn my head, like, how bad it is. So I'm going to show you what I brushed out This is just brushing it after I got out of the shower. This isn't what fell out during that day or when I brushed it before I got in the shower or what came out after. So this is just from brushing my hair after the shower. So this much had come out. And honestly, this is half of what was coming out the week before. Like, I had a mental breakdown one day. I was home by myself, my husband was at work, and I showered and I brushed my hair. And I had literally like half of my head of hair in my hand, and I lost it. I lost it. So this is, so I washed my hair a couple days ago, and this is what I brushed out. So it is getting better. Like, it's like next to nothing what I was brushing out before. And then obviously you do your laundry, and I find like a million little things like this. Like, there's just hair. There's hair all over everything. But yeah, it was very, very isolating. And I don't know, it does something to your identity. Like, you just start questioning like who you are. Like, it really, it's like a mind fuck. Like, it messes with you, like, big time. So I'm just gonna show you, I'll insert some other pictures from, so like if you look at me like this, it doesn't look that bad, honestly. But if you see like, how can I do this? So you see like here, it's like very sparse. This is kind of bad lighting to do this, but so here I have like all this is all patchy and thin. This is actually a spot that is growing in. Can't really see it. It's bad lighting, but. And then this side is like the same. So I'm just missing like a lot of hair, but you can see here where it's dark. Like, this is like regrowth that's happening. I lost like my V completely on this side. Luckily that didn't happen on the other side. And then at the back is terrifying. The back is the worst, and when I catch a glimpse of it in the mirror, like I want to vomit. Like, this is a lot to go through. I want everyone to understand that it's very overwhelming, especially for someone who had long, thick hair for their entire life, and then you can't stop it. Like, once it's in that phase, it's gonna fall out. All the hair is dead, and you just have to let it fall out. So, a good lesson in letting go, if nothing else. Anyways, here's the back of my head. I would say the back, like the front was bad, but it started kind of growing in more. The back is really bad right now. Like, it's terrible. So this is super vulnerable, but sorry, just give me a second. But I wanted to share this because I know how it feels. And it does get better. Like, you just have to be patient, and I just practice a lot of self-care and self-love. Which it takes a lot. It takes a lot. And I know this like sounds vain. It's like, oh, it's just hair. It's like, it's not. I mean, it's a big part, I think, of who you are. And it's a hard thing to go through. So if this helps even one person, then I'm glad for that. I also just wanted to mention, I forgot to say, that I had a very good support system. So like, my husband was like a huge support for me and would like just hug me when I would cry. And I did tell my best friend, so she was like super supportive also. And my sister too. She was actually the one who mentioned the COVID thing to me first, because she does work in like the healthcare field. So yeah, I just want to say that that's very important also. I forgot to mention that. I'm gonna show you a few things that I've been taking that I think have really helped the growth process, the regrowth process, because it is so slow. Like, you grow something like half a centimeter a month, or like a centimeter a month. It's something like so minuscule. Like your hair grows so slow. As soon as I realized that this was happening, so I already had this stuff, but I started like getting hardcore, like drinking this every morning and in the right way, because I don't think I was taking it right. I would get up every day, have a scoop of this, drink it, wait 30 to 60 minutes before I ate or drank anything. I started having this because this has like, this stuff is so good. I wish it wasn't so expensive because it's so good. Like, there's everything in it. Like, you don't need a multivitamin if you drink this, but I just don't know if I can afford to buy this, everyone. It has everything, but I think what really helped is it has like a ton of B12, like folate, and the biotin. It has so much biotin. It has like 1100% of your daily value. So you literally, like, you're getting everything. So I started drinking this, which I think really made a difference early on, because I like got on top of it as soon as I realized. I'm taking a multivitamin now. This is just like the Nature's Bounty one. They're chewable, so it's like having candy. I don't know, I gotta make it fun. I also take a vitamin B complex, which I've been taking for a while, just because like I wasn't eating meat or anything, so I knew I was probably low in B12. I do take an iron every other day, and I have a vitamin D supplement, but that's not really anything to do with hair. It's just because I live in Canada and it's January. And then I just started taking this, and this was recommended actually by the girl in the video that I watched. I think her name is Laura. I keep saying the girl. Her name is Laura, I'm pretty sure. But it's pumpkin seed oil. So I started taking that also. You know, like, apparently it's supposed to be really good, and it's supposed to be really good for other things like urinary tract issues. But it's a really good natural anti-inflammatory, and there are studies that say it promotes hair growth by like 40%. So I'm giving that a shot because her dermatologist actually told her to take this. That's what I'm taking, and it seems to be helping. And again, I did completely change my diet, which, like, I'm feeling so much better, and like I have so much more energy. I was just feeling pretty run down at the end of last year, so if nothing else, this was a major wake-up call to work on my health and my routines. So yeah, if there's anyone out there that is going through this right now, my heart is with you, honestly. It is really hard to go through. It is really, really hard to go through, and you just want it to stop, but in my experience, it just has to just go. Like, it has to go through that phase once it's in it, and the sooner you accept that you're gonna lose that hair, the easier it becomes. They always say, like, oh, stress makes it worse, and it's like, of course you're gonna be stressed, your hair is falling out. So again, just like self-care practices, self-love, like, have compassion for yourself. Cry if you need to. Like, I cried like every day. Like, I cried this morning again. I mean, I know it's getting better, but it's just, you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and you're like, who is that? Like, you don't even recognize yourself. It's very hard. It's very hard. But just know that you're not the only one. It does end. It does get better. I'm still in, you know, the beginning stages of recovery. I'm hoping that I can continue this series and give updates, and then I'll also like let you know how all these things work. Just keep your chin up, it'll get better. There are things out there like wigs. I haven't put my toe in that water yet. I've been rocking a lot of hats. Sort of trying to embrace it because it's gonna be a process, as I say, but I'm trying to see the positive in it, which is like obviously very hard. But for me, it honestly, it was a huge lesson of letting go. And you know, this was like sort of out of my control, so I just had to like relinquish everything and just let it happen the way it was gonna happen. Now I get to wait for my hair to grow in, and then I can cut it and have a whole new style. So I'm actually really looking forward to that. My love to you if you're going through this. Leave me a comment. You can connect with me on Instagram. I'll put my handle here. And again, sending everyone love. It'll get better. Thanks for watching this video, and subscribe, like it, share it. I really want to get this out there so that people don't have to feel as bad as I did, or maybe this will help in some way. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.